Unit 6, Lesson 2 and 3 test. Number 1. Rocks of all types can be classified according to their texture. Which of the following correctly describes texture? A. It describes the sizes, shapes, and colors of the grains that make up the rock. B. It describes the sizes, shapes, and densities of the grains that make up the rock. C. It describes the sizes, shapes, and positions of the grains that make up the rock. D. It describes the sizes, shapes, and composition of the grains that make up the rock. Number 2. Igneous rocks form when magma cools and solidifies. As the magma cools, minerals form. What effect will the rate at which the magma cools have on the texture of the igneous rock? A. The faster the magma cools, the smaller the crystals in the rock. B. The slower the magma cools, the smaller the crystals in the rock. C. The faster the magma cools, the more foliated the rock's texture. D. The slower the magma cools, the more foliated the rock's texture. Number 3. Which of the following correctly describes the difference between a mineral and a rock? A. Rock can be made of inorganic material, but minerals are always organic. B. Rocks are made of naturally occurring material, but minerals can be synthetic. C. Rocks are made of crystalline material, but minerals are always non-crystalline. D. Rock can be made of non-crystalline material, but minerals are always crystals. Number 4. The formation of igneous rock is related to magma. How is magma different from lava? A. Lava is magma that erupts onto the Earth's surface. B. Lava is hot liquid rock and magma is solidified lava. C. Lava forms intrusive rocks and magma forms extrusive rocks. D. Lava forms foliated rocks and magma forms non-foliated rocks. Number 5. Granite forms when liquid magma slowly cools within the Earth's crust. If granite is exposed to the intense heat and pressure, it can change to gneiss. Which type of change takes place when granite turns into gneiss? A. Sedimentary rock changes to igneous rock. B. Igneous rock changes to metamorphic rock. C. Metamorphic rock changes to igneous rock. D. Sedimentary rock changes to metamorphic rock. Number 6. Which of the following best describes how sedimentary rock forms? A. Molten rock beneath the surface of the earth cools and becomes solid. B. Layers of material become compressed to form rock. C. Chemical processes or changes in pressure or temperature change the texture and composition of the rock. D. Molten rock reaches the surface and cools to become solid rock. Number 7. Clastic sedimentary rock and chemical sedimentary rocks are both kinds of sedimentary rocks. How are they different from one another? A. One is formed with horizontal layers and the other is formed with vertical layers. B. One is formed from the remains of plants and the other is formed from the remains of animals. C. One is formed from fragments of existing rocks and the other when minerals precipitate out of solution. D. One is formed when lava cools above the Earth's surface and the other when magma cools below the Earth's surface. Number 8. Which are the 3 basic classifications of rocks? A. Igneous, sedimentary, foliated. B. Sedimentary, igneous, metamorphic. C. Foliated, non-foliated, metamorphic. D. Igneous, extrusive, intrusive. Number 9. What are the 2 basic classifications of igneous rocks? A. Foliated and non-foliated. B. Clastic and chemical. C. Intrusive and extrusive. D. Sedimentary and metamorphic. Number 10. What are the 2 basic classifications of metamorphic rocks? A. Foliated and non-foliated. B. Clastic and chemical. C. Intrusive and extrusive. D. Sedimentary and metamorphic. Number 11. What are the 3 basic classifications of sedimentary rocks? A. Foliated, non-foliated, and clastic. B. Clastic, chemical, and organic. C. Intrusive, extrusive, clastic. D. Clastic, chemical, inorganic. Number 12. A geologist is investigating changes that occur during the rock cycle. Which of the following takes place when magma turns into igneous rock? A. Heating. B. Cooling. C. Uplifting. D. Weathering. Number 13. Rocks are always part of the rock cycle, even though they may stay in one part of it for millions of years. Which part of the rock cycle leads to the forming of sedimentary rock, but not other types of rock? A. Erosion, B. Cooling, C. Subduction, D. Metamorphism. Number 14. The diagram shows below a rift zone forming between two oceanic plates. Which of the following correctly describes how the two tectonic plates are moving? A. One plate is sinking under the other. B. They are moving toward each other. C. They are moving away from each other. D. One plate is falling and the other is rising. Number 15. Rainwater can break down rocks by dissolving minerals in the rocks. Acid rainwater is more acidic than normal rainwater. Acid rain can also dissolve the minerals in rocks faster than normal rainwater does. How does acid rain affect different types of rocks? A. It causes an equal amount of weathering in all types of rocks. B. It changes sedimentary and igneous rocks into metamorphic rocks. C. It dissolves some rocks faster because of their different compositions. D. It causes metamorphic and sedimentary rocks to melt and form igneous rocks. Number 16. Fossils are often hardened remains of organisms that once lived, such as bone or tooth. Which characteristic of sedimentary rock makes it likely for fossils to be found in this type of rock? Hint. Step 1. Recall the conditions under which sedimentary rocks form. Step 2. Identify the description that most closely related to the formation of sedimentary rocks. A. An organism's remains becomes hardened when covered by melted rock. B. Organisms are changed into rock by high temperature once they are no longer living. C. The remains of organisms are buried under layers of sand, shells, and bits of rock. D. The bones of an organism are pulled below the Earth's surface during an earthquake. Number 17. Mountain ranges can be produced when tectonic plates collide and push areas of the Earth's crust to higher elevations. What is the correct term for this process? A. Uplift. B. Erosion. C. Deposition. D. Subsidence. Number 18. Over time, repeated cycles of heating and cooling can cause rock to crack. The rock may then break into smaller pieces. What is this process called? A. Erosion. B. Deposition. C. Subsidence. D. Weathering. Number 19. The diagram below shows portions of the rock cycle. How is the process of uplift important to the rock cycle? A. It breaks down solid rock into heated liquid rock. B. It breaks rocks into smaller pieces known as sediment. C. It combines two different types of rocks together as one. D. It causes rock to become exposed to weathering and erosion. Number 20. A volcanic eruption took place about 2 billion years ago and released lava onto the Earth's surface. The lava cooled to form basalt. Which processes will be needed to transform the basalt into sedimentary rock? A. Sifting and floating. B. Heating and cooling. C. Uplift and subsidence. D. Erosion and deposition. Number 21. Which of these phrases defines subsidence? A. Earth's crust rising. B. Earth's crust sinking. C. Earth's crust shifting sideways. D. Earth's crust moving in any direction. Number 22. When a volcano erupts, ash can enter the Earth's atmosphere. Eventually, the ash falls back to the Earth's surface. Which term describes the falling of volcanic ash to the Earth's surface? A. Erosion. B. Deposition. C. Subsidence. D. Weathering. Number 23. Slate is a metamorphic rock that forms from shale, which is a sedimentary rock. Which of the following would be needed for slate to form from shale? Which of the following would be needed for slate to form from shale? A. Weathering. B. Heat and pressure. C. Erosion and deposition. D. Melting and solidification. Number 24. Granite forms when liquid magma slowly cools within the Earth's surface. Basalt forms when lava cools on the Earth's surface. What do granite and basalt have in common? A. They are kinds of igneous rock. B. They are not made up of minerals. C. They are identical in color and texture. D. They are made up of layers of sediments. Number 25. The diagram below shows the cross-section of a volcano during an eruption. Which term describes the rock that will eventually form on the surface as a result of the eruption? A. Foliated. B. Intrusive. C. Extrusive. D. Non-foliated.